while you're waiting for that process, which might take a little, what about the Navy, since it has relationships with these other agencies? I mean, talking to the heads of these agencies to say, what about this person that was handed over to you? What are you doing with this person? How is it that you're not finished with this person, even with all the evidence we've provided?
Just, with due respect to you, it's common sense. The Navy will have done that many times over.
But do you think that the Navy, assuming the Navy were asked to prosecute, because we've spoken to some of these agencies, not directly in matters that have to deal with oil theft, but in terms of other matters that directly affects them. For instance, the EFCC deals with economic crimes. If you speak with them, they'll most likely tell you that oftentimes these criminals, beg your pardon, the suspects,
yes,
are very well, they're very well placed in society. They usually have the means to be able to afford lawyers and the wherewithal that the EFCC itself doesn't have. Do you think that if the military is saddled, if the Navy specifically is saddled with that responsibility, they too will not be facing the same challenge?
I have been cautious, by saying, let us just test it. Let us do it as an experiment. We have a problem that we want to solve, all right? Don't let us try to imagine many more problems where it will not happen. Let us imagine it can be done. The Navy can do it, give them a leeway, test them, let us see how it goes. If it doesn't go well, they can also go back or find something new. But certainly we need to look for a better way of dealing with this theft.
Are we not courting more trouble? When we cannot, between agencies, I mean, it's definitely a problem that, we send criminal, beg your pardon, why do I keep saying criminals? So suspects, as it were, to, government agencies to be prosecuted. We don't get results. And then we now have a situation where the Navy itself is directly involved in prosecuting suspects. Don't you think they were caught in trouble?
I want to repeat what I've said,
yes,
that let us experiment with it. The Navy is the one feeling the pain today, because feeling the pain, they said, we have arrested people. We want to keep up the morale of our people. We want to get effect for the country. We are not getting it because prosecution is not coming well. So, since the Navy is saying so, since the Navy believes is so much concerned, let us give them the opportunity as an experiment. I myself, as a Navy officer, yes, I'm concerned that we add more to their load. But in this particular case, let us give them a waiver and see what happens. We have mentioned the figure of $166 million every month. The whole Naval budget for a year, approved budget for a year, is not up to that. Capital budget, it's not up to $166 million. So, you can see the problem. I believe the Navy has the keenness to pursue this matter because it's affecting them directly.
Do you think you've sampled the opinion of the Attorney General and what he thinks of it?
Me, as a person?
Yeah, have you heard anywhere? And
I have not spoken to the Attorney General about it. No,
I'm not asking if you have. I'm simply saying that if you ever heard that the Navy has spoken with
I
him,
believe they have.
And what did he have to say about it?
I believe they have spoken with him. Well,
it's a belief. You haven't heard anything.
I've heard that they've spoken with him.
What were the feelers that they got from him?
The feeler is that we can deduce that he has not maybe taken sufficient or maybe taken enough action on it. I mean, how do I put it to the public now? Since it has not been done, since things have not changed, we can only assume that the action taken is not effective.
So you probably some change.
Yeah, we need some change.
But again, I think before we leave, I want to go back to what Marcus started off by saying that, some Nigerians still think that even the Chief of Naval Staff should try to also look inwards and see if he can purge his house of some bad eggs so that his job can be an A-OK kind of job, and knowing full well that some have been asking questions that how possible is it for us to have 100,000 meters of vessel come into our territorial waters spent about 3 days loading about 1 million barrels without the knowledge of the Navy. And he went on to say this cargo alone is worth $100 million. So if we have a vessel that is not even a canoe or a small car, there loading day 1, day 2, day 3, there must be something wrong if someone hasn't actually been able to get some of these people.
Yeah. Well, yeah, let's just look at the total environment we are dealing with. We are dealing with human beings, right, with all their various interests. And we are dealing in a very large space, which is difficult to police. Nigeria has 8,000 square miles of sea, 8,000, and that's a large space to patrol. Even if you have your ships going to sea and their radars are all up, it's a dynamic thing. As you are moving, the area of your control is still being when the move is passed, you cannot look back. I mean, you're not able to look back. It is this costume that made me able to go and buy helicopters. All right?
They have choppers.
Yeah, but even these ones have to be funded to operate properly. The cost of funding the vessels, it's no joke. Perhaps all the Navy, not capital budget, what's the other one? Recurrent budget may not be enough to even buy fuel for those ships.
And then we're asking to add prosecution to this.
Well, sorry. Are you Laura?
So she's just a concerned Nigerian like yourself.
Yeah. Overall, what we are saying, the Navy has to be further empowered to be able to do its job. Empowerment in terms of giving them more platforms to do their job, empowerment in terms of giving them more money to do their job, empowerment in terms of encouraging other stakeholders to assist them to be able to do their job. The example of South Africa was given about 2-3 weeks ago, where the South African Navy and the Ministry of Agriculture in that country have an MOU by which they buy ships for the Navy to be able to do anti-fisheries patrol. Let Nigeria look into that kind of thing too. We have NNPC or Ministry of Agriculture, all of them involved. NIMASA assist in buying ships for the Navy. Alternatively, let the government look for a special way to fund maritime security. If they have done it before, Education Tax Fund, we can do something like that too, where all ships coming to Nigeria pay special tax, and so on and so forth. All people operating, importing goods, whatever, they can contribute something, and the Navy fishermen can contribute something, and such fund can grow properly and big, and from there we can fund maritime security. It is a lot, and giving 10 billion is just not, it doesn't come to scratch at all.
Well, we'd like to thank you so very much. We hope that the authorities will look at some of the issues raised here while empowering the Navy, and as well as looking at that these people that have been caught are brought before the law, and we'll put a stop to all of this. A personal one there, do you feel retired?
No, I think I don't know why we retired at so many in Nigeria. I still feel so I want to go out and work anyway.
Because I brought you out of your house pretty early this morning.
That's the effect of the last of
Well, then, we'd like to thank you so very much, retired Rear Admiral Amos Adedeji. He is the former Flag Officer Commanding Naval Training Command, as well as a former Commandant National War College. Once again, thank you so very much for finding time to join us this morning.
I'm so grateful to all of you, and Nigeria will say pray for the Navy.
We'll keep praying.
Thank you.
Well, so as Zeta continues after now, stay with us.